coming to you on the wee hours of Christmas Eve in the United States. And my friends, things are really strange. And this is a time to be more aware than any other time. Keep your eyes wide open, your head on a swivel, because Christmas, a lot of our, say, defensive systems, a lot of our infrastructure is running a little bit less than optimal because a lot of people have gone home. Back when I was in the military, I used to think if somebody was going to strike, this is when they would strike, because I'd watch half the military go home and leave. And I go, oh my gosh, we're really stood down. And you got to remember, Putin mentioned to people in Russia, says, don't travel to America over Christmas. What's he know? And it wasn't that he was making a direct threat. He was just, it was an observation. And maybe he is, I don't know. But he told his own people, don't go to the United States over Christmas. So that's kind of strange. But, you know, it's a time that I've always been a little concerned about. So here's the thing. If you're traveling, if you are on the road, if you haven't left already, grab your Bugout bag and throw it in the car. Get your Bugout stuff together. I'm in my Bugout location. I'm living in my Bugout van at my Bugout property. Now, the good news is I've upgraded to my van Candy. I had, on a previous trip, she had problems. It had a engine problem, and it was leaking. It wasn't nothing really but the there was the water pump. We didn't know that at the time. It looked like the leak was coming from the block. And we put way too much radiator stop leak and different things in there, block seal and, you know, bars, liquid glass block seal and different things to try to stop. It wasn't that at all. We messed up the thermostat, and we broke the bolts trying to get the thermostat out. Well, I had a guy working on it. He left the doghouse cover over the engine not snapped down. Now, this is rat country. Rats got in here and made a total mess. So you didn't have time to deal with it. And I was going to try to take this thing home to visit for Christmas. And I had a power flush done on the radiator. Thought I had everything taken care of. And guess what? I tried to make my run back to Alabama a couple nights ago, and she overheated. And this is after having power flush on the radiator and everything. It wasn't leaking. I checked it. And I let it cool down, and I looked at the fluid. Even though I had a power flush, that fluid was just nothing but rusty water, and it was gunk underneath the radiator cap. And I got some kind of blockage in the radiator. I made about 2 hours into a 23-hour journey, and I aborted. I was kind of queasy about going home, but I really did want to go back and be with the family and friends over there. But I got friends here too. So I'm not going to be alone on Christmas, so don't worry about that. But the news is that at least I got this van cleaned out. I spent the entire day Saturday cleaning this van. And that's after having done a little bit prior to that and haven't had to spend some time rewashing the bedding and all that kind of stuff that was in here. Oh my gosh, the rats make a horrible nest here. They put cactus fruits in it, and you got these long spikes and spines everywhere. Man, I stuck myself 100 times. I got all kind of sticks in my hands, you know, just trying to get all that mess out. It was a god-awful mess. I stopped up the shop vac. Lord, it was a mess. But the good news is I got that done. And even though I've ordered a new radiator, and so even though I can still drive it around locally. It's just a long trip. It's just not up for it yet. My red van, I need to put some new tie rods in it. It's not ready. It's got a flat on it right now. And I asked the lady at the tire store about their hours. She said they were closed. The local tire store, they were closed all week for Christmas. I can put a little air in it and run around for about 3 or 4 hours and goes flat again. It's a slow leak, but it's not too slow. I put stop leak in it. I held it for a little while, but it don't hold anymore. Sometimes I ever had stop leak work any at all. I had good luck with that, but it did work for a little bit. But I got to do a comparative tale on van living, between living in a minivan with a hatchback, and the minivan might be, that's great if you're driving around paved streets, but out here on these trail roads, it's a mess. Because that hatchback lets dust in. Oh my God, I could scrape all the dust off it got in that thing and make a garden out of it. It's awful. Plus everything bouncing around the back, and it's tiny, cramped. just give you a comparison. I mean, y'all saw me do a couple of videos from there. I'm going to talk to you about drones here in a minute. I'm just letting a few people gather. We got a fair crowd in here. We'll do a quick drone chat. We're not going to be on here long tonight, guys. So, hello, I'm Black. Hey, Epstein. So, Epstein Gaming. All right, so let me just turn this screen around here. We'll just do a little pan. Whoop, that ain't what I wanted to do. It zoomed in on me. I hit the turnaround button. There we go. You can see, oh yeah, see my bare feet. And I got solar here, and I do have there's a kitty cat. There's Smokey. There's her bowls. His or hers, I don't know, I ain't checked her out yet. It's a walking stick, one of my earlier late great viewers gave me a long time ago, has passed away. And you know, I've got a generator outside running, and that's where I'm getting all the power from right now to run everything. Although the solar, I ran my computers off the solar today instead of the Jackeries. You want to say something, kitty? What are you saying? Meow. Anyway, guys, so this is a pretty good accommodation for bugging out. It's not too bad, not too shabby. I've lived in this van for over a half a year at the end of last year, and you know, this is the one that got stuck in Planet Houston. And I lived in it intermittently after that some, and then I spent about a month in Alabama and a month out here in the red van. I just moved back into this van a couple nights ago. Oh, it's much better in terms of accommodations. It's easier to keep, as long as I got a generator outside powerful enough. When the one I had last fall wasn't strong enough to run a big heater all night, I froze to death out here last winter. I got a good sleeping bag in here now. So I'll just give you an idea. You know, the accommodations here are, and I got curtains in this van that come with it. And that keeps the sun out of my eyes, and I'm not having to fight the sun as I work on my laptops doing my day job. You know, I always got laptops here. Anyway, so anyway, enough for that. Let's get back to some of our topics here. So let's talk drones. Oh yeah, by the way, guys, like I said, have your bug out bag ready. If you're traveling, the holidays, this is the top advice I can give you. Just be prepared. Keep your eyes wide open, head on a swivel as you travel. You might meet all kind of strange people, and there's people that are really agitated these days that might try nefarious activities. So be aware of that. But I would say just have that bug out bag, and maybe a good supply is have some. You know, bring you a water purifier wherever you go. By all means, have water purification, and maybe some means of food. Again, for long-term food storage, you can check with go to prepwithgreg.com for long-term food storage. Prepwithgreg.com. There are more expensive, you know, elegant options out there, but you know, a lot of you guys complain to me about prices, and that's about as good as you can want to do on prices. I'll tell you that. Prepwithgreg.com. There are also, guys, we don't know how long this society is going to last. You need to consider seeds. Springtime will be on us before we know it, and if the internet's not there, you may not be able to get the seeds that you really, really want. Heirloom seeds, you know, not the stuff you get in the store, guys. Get heirloom seeds, non-GMO. You can get those from True Leaf Market and Eden Brothers. Now, you check a lot of my other videos I posted that weren't live sessions. You'll find links to those. Maybe one of my mods will post some links. So, hey, Soulsey's in the house, deleting them out. Hey, Soulsey, how you doing? So, haven't seen you in a while. So guys, let's keep the language, I don't know what you guys are saying, but let's keep the language clean in here, folks. That's a key thing to know. We got to keep our language clean because this is a family channel. Thank you, New Days, for showing that. So, so let's get back to it. Drones. Some people say, I got the answer. This is it. This is what it absolutely has been. There's no other option. The only problem is everything don't fit. There is a preponderance of activity in the New Jersey area that may lend itself to their solution. But there are not a little bit of outliers. There's very significant outliers that don't fit, in my humble opinion, with the mode they're saying. For example, do I think that there's drones out there sniffing around for a nuclear weapon? there's a good chance, very, very good chance it does fit with a lot of what is being seen and understood. And that should concern a lot of people. I don't deny that for a second. Of course, we heard about the medical supplies that came up missing. Well, that don't really, that's low-grade stuff. That don't justify a multi-million-dollar drone operation, which as many drones as they're out there, and as long as they're out there and as big as they are, this is whoever is sponsoring this is putting serious time and moolah into it, serious money. Why? Why so much? If you're in the New Jersey area or New York, you might not want to be in that area. We used to have a lady, Daggerstadt, she used to come in here a lot. Maybe she's from New Jersey. So that might be a good place to go away from for Christmas season. Just saying. And, primarily, one thing I've said a lot of times, you don't want to be in a high population area if you can avoid it when the grid goes down. That's part of what I've done. I've removed myself from a high population area. I already had land here. I just happened to have already had it. I bought it with a dream of opening a Western Division of my worm farm. Because I got a really good deal on it. At the time, I thought I would save a lot of money by being able to ship from the west instead of everything from the east. Because when you ship cross country, it's expensive. So I thought having 2 shipping centers, save a lot of money, expand the business. But I ran into some other difficulties with labor, which kind of just put the kibosh on all that at the time. Now, can I recover from that in the future? If I find the right kind of people, possibly. I might go back into full-scale worm operations, but my plan right now is keep it, small scale. I got 10 sled beds out here. That's 5 cubic yards of worm beds. That's enough for me to handle on my own. All right, enough said of that. Let's get back to this drone topic. It's great. Why are you saying that it don't all fit? The breadth of the phenomenon. It's worldwide. So if they're looking for nukes in the lost nuke in the United States, why are they looking all over the world? This is a worldwide phenomenon. But it seems to be more focused, at least report-wise, on U.S. military bases. Oh yeah, there's been drones out in the Philippines, which that could be military related too, because the Philippines are a target of a certain country, perhaps. There are definitely hostilities between the Chinese Communist Party and the Philippines right now, in the South China Sea. A lot of contention there. So maybe that could be a common denominator. And why is it that 17 military bases, which are near farmland bought by the Chinese Communist Party, by the People's Republic of China, why are they seeing heavy drone activity? 17 military bases near Chinese-owned farmland have been reporting drones. And these drones, this is all over the United States. So it's not just New Jersey. Now, like I said, seems to be New Jersey, New York, seems to have a heavier activity going on there. Now, that could, like I said, be because maybe they are sniffing for drones, but I can't see a one-size-fits-all here. For example, when the administration was dismissive of drone sightings and drone activities, the Coast Guard ship, there was a 47-footer Coast Guard ship, anyway, that was reported 30 drones swarming as it's going out to sea, and they spent some time with it. And they're mad because what they cited does not fit, how the administration was trying to sweep it all aside. They were not happy with that. But now, why would your nuke sniffers be chasing a Coast Guard ship? I see, that don't fit, not in my opinion. I have a hard time seeing the connection. How is somebody nefariously going to sneak something that nasty onto a Coast Guard ship? Where you monitor everything goes on and off. You inspect the whole ship. Ships aren't that big. I've been out to sea launching balloons from ships, and I know darn well you can pretty much know what's on that ship. So that's especially if it's a military operation. So that just don't make any sense to me. It don't make any sense at all in that case. And then I'd reported to you guys that one of our friends of our Freedom Restoration Foundation, friends of this channel, and our family of channels was reporting quite a bit of drone activity over the past few weeks around Guthrie, Oklahoma, just north though of Tinker Air Force Base. So maybe that's a connection. I don't know, but not right at Tinker. Now here's the strange thing. I'm in a very remote location. The you got to go almost 20 miles to get to the nearest town. Although it's very convenient, the closest store is just 9 miles away, and and it's the only store you're going to find till you get to town. So there's two little towns that are connected, almost connected to each other. One's called Snowflake, and one's called Taylor. Between them, they've got maybe 9,000 people or something like that. It's not a lot of people out here, guys. Not a lot of people. So there's no military bases here. There's no strategic assets here. There's nothing of strategic value here other than juniper bushes and cows and a few churches, Mormon temple. There's, yeah, cows. That's it. Oh yeah, cows. That's right. I must an Indian store. They like to get cows, right? Oh my God, I don't know. But these drones that people have been seeing, I do not think they're of some other civilization. I think they're human-made just because they're too similar in too many ways to drones that humans make. Any other civilization that people report would be so much more advanced. You wouldn't see that kind of phenomenology, except for maybe plasma balls. But I think we're there. While you go, those drones flying. So I got a report from somebody said they saw a drone in the wee hours a couple of nights ago flying over Snowflake, and they had a second report. And I said, "Oh, really? That's interesting," because I was up at 3 o'clock that same morning and looked toward the town in that general direction. I actually just about north of the town, and I saw a flying object kind of low to the horizon, moving slowly with lots of blinky lights. And I thought, now that's odd. Commercial aircraft fly higher, and they move faster. So I'm going, it's possible it was somebody flying around in a Cessna, Piper Cub, their own little private airport. But why at 3 o'clock in the morning? That's what didn't make sense. Who's going to be up having a joyride at 3 o'clock in the morning out here in the middle of nowhere in an aircraft? Can't see anything. Why would they fly? Airports are probably closed down. I don't think any, there's just barely an airport in Taylor. It's just barely operational. Why would anybody be out flying around at those hours? Yeah, what are you getting into? But anyway. So that was strange. I saw it and two other people saw it. I saw it from further away than the other two people. Whatever it was, I don't know. But the ones that were closer said it looked like a drone. And from my angle, it looked like it probably was. But, I couldn't say definitively. I just thought, why would anybody be flying a personal aircraft around at this time? It just didn't make sense. But here's the other thing. Who would target the middle of nowhere, some juniper bushes and cows with a nuke? If you were going to pick a target for a nuke, you would pick something of strategic importance, something that would shock everybody. The guys, whoever took down the Twin Towers, whether they be whatever side, they didn't tackle two barns. They tackled World Trade Center towers. You see what I'm saying, guys? Let's go take out two barns and we'll shock the world. Really. So why would anything in Snowflake be a target for anything? I don't see it. Unless it's some kind of monitoring activity or just scaring the population. Now, here's what you might want to know. What's his name? Member of the House, Representative Michael, I want to say McCullough. maybe I'm getting her name wrong. He's the head of the House Foreign Relations Committee. And his take is they're Chinese. That's what his take is. And I said, oh, China wouldn't do something like this because it would be like an act of war. Let's see. China wouldn't hack military computers. China wouldn't put stuff in our power grid. China wouldn't be hacking everything in the United States. Wouldn't be sending military agent into America. Oh, no. Now, I agree that, these aren't flying in from overseas. But here's the scarier thing. What we're talking about here is war on our soil, launched from our soil. Now, it's possible that some of these are being launched from just ships, utility boats, anything with a large flat deck. Don't have to be too large either. They launch balloons from a utility boat. You can launch a balloon from a utility boat. You can launch a drone from a much smaller ship. Even a good-sized drone, you can launch from a yacht. A lot easier than launching a balloon, I'm going to tell you that. The balloon, you got to go with the wind. Exact same velocity, direction, everything. Speed, well, velocity is speed and direction put together. Hey, what's this? Somebody says you cannot pass. There you go. Calamity Chain. Jeff B. I've lived on Maui for years and have never had any problems. Sorry about your experience. What was this? Leonardo Achilles, the line count. I'm a servant of the secret fire. Welder, a flame of and/or you cannot pass. Hey, that's my motto. You should not pass. All right, reinventing the Foo Fighters. Well, it may be. And, people think the Foo Fighters were German. So, how about that? And we Americans let it happen. Man, you got it right there. Student pilots fly at night, but 3 in the morning? 3 in the morning? Man, ain't nothing operational out here at 3 in the morning. The dadgum laundry mat shuts down a little bit after 8. I can't ever seem to get over there in time to get my laundry done. Because it's a 30-minute drive to get there, and you get there and they're already shut down. That's happened to me when I was Killer Smurf. How you doing? Merry Christmas. So, much time I've had a great report from you. Oh, this is the first time I've heard a report from you. Mood. Do I need to resubscribe? No. What? Well, you got to resubscribe. Still same channel, Bonnie. Did you get in your tiny home? Well, I'm actually still in my van. I've got power in the tiny home from a generator right now. We've got lights, wall sockets. There's R19 insulation in the walls. That's why I use 6-inch studs to build the thing, so I can put more insulation in it. Haven't insulated inside the roof. I've got sheetrock to put in it. We haven't put the sheetrock in. And got I bought solar arrays. I bought solar panels, 250 watt solar panels, enough for an 8 kW system. I don't have batteries, charge controllers, inverters, and all that good happy stuff, because I've been trying to figure out how I wanted to go about it. And I've about decided just to stick with lead acid, because lead acid batteries don't have computer chips in them. One less thing to worry about if you get an EMP attack, right? So that's kind of how I'm leaning in that direction, even though the other batteries are a lot more efficient. The lead acid batteries may be more resilient. So I'm really beginning to lean back that way. So I got to recalibrate myself. I almost went LiFePO 4, but I got to recalibrate myself again. So I really started out thinking lead acid, and now I'm getting back around. I'm going full circle on that. So 3:10 a.m. Yeah, what time is it here? Yeah, we're going to go here in a little bit. We're not going to stay in here so long. So, as we'll do a lot of nights, Santa Claus, ho, ho, ho. Yeah, I got to get ready to jump on my sleigh, guys. Light the beanie, there you go. Also sounds like Slab City. Yeah, it targets Slab City. Yeah, well, it's probably more law and order than Slab City here. This is a very orderly community, a little neat community here. One thing you got to give the Mormons credit for 2 things. One, they prep. It's part of their religion. They're required to have at least a year's supply of food. And two, they kind of keep order in the neighborhood. And they keep it kind of clean and neat. So I give them credit for a couple of things along that line. That's why I don't mind moving into a Mormon community. Although it's not Mormon entirely. No. It was founded by Mormons. It's still got a lot of Mormons at the core. The Good Old Boy Network is probably all Mormon. But there's a large Catholic church. There's Baptist churches. Every denomination you can think of's out here. So there's no one, just one thing anymore. A lot of people moving in from different areas. So catch me on more like 2 years supply. Yeah, well actually I think around here their standard is 10 years. 10-year supply. So the good thing is that means these people aren't going to be looking, for somebody to eat right off the bat, because they're going to have food. And the people living out here that aren't Mormon tend to be preppers anyway, because this area just attracts preppers and homesteaders. So chances are the people out here are either preppers or homesteaders, or maybe a few. And there are scattered communities of tweakers that found some cheap place to shack up for a while. So I don't know. That we got to watch out for. But everybody keeps an eye on them. So they're much easier to watch here than where I came out of. So Merry Christmas, Carol, and everybody else. Did you went to World War II? Did you went to World War II? Banks? My dad was in World War II. My dad was in the Battle of Walton, among other things. So stay away from cults. Yeah, I'm not getting involved in any cults. Don't worry about that. I'm not getting involved in much of anything right now. I'm just watching my own self here. So that's the main thing. I had a kitty cat down here meowing, trying to get into stuff. So I came in here to let you know that there's not a one size fits all. There's probably multiple sources for the drones now. They started out being sighted over military bases in the UK. Was that nuke sniffing? The operation is too big for training, whatever it is. But there may be multiple consecutive operations going on. And I am suspect of China. Somebody, yeah, but they run around with FAA compliant lights. Well, then how come the FAA can't tell us who they are? Because all the drones flown in the United States, everything built after a certain year, and we're told there's 8 million registered drones in the United States. A registered drone has a chip in it that tells you who you are when you're flying it. The FAA knows who it is. They know who that drone belongs to. So how come they can't tell us whose drones these are? Because they may have the appearances of being FAA compliant just to be the gray man. So that they won't, just get people tipped off and overexcited. But now here's another thing that's really strange about this phenomenology. A lot of people are reporting being sick after seeing these drones. Some people claim they're spraying stuff, which is something I would be really worried about. Now, but there are people that don't even see them spraying stuff that's seen them. And one guy, there's a YouTuber who's up in Virginia. I just saw a report from him. Said he's seen them twice and he got sick both times right afterwards. And he said the last time he was the sickest he had ever been in his life, and he had some very bad diseases and ailments. And so guys, there's just something strange about this. Now that don't fit or comport with drones, with nuke sniffing. And automobiles having their clocks changed or losing power, drones flying close to these things that suddenly lose their power and fall out of the sky, like a sheriff's drone that tried to investigate another drone. That's almighty peculiar technology. That is beyond the scope of a reconnaissance or a sniffing operation or something going on here, guys. So there's just something was sprayed, I believe. Yeah, maybe. There's more to this than a lot of people suspect. And it may be because maybe there's multiple players. Maybe the party's on now. Oh, it's time to put drones in the sky and do whatever we want to do. There's so much going on. We're just doing it under the cover of everything else. And of course, there's always the copycats and whatever else. You always get that stuff. But there is something really going on. I'm from Snowflake, east of El Dorado. Rod, you're close to me, Rod. All right, Rod. Maybe we should. Well, maybe if you'd have been outside a couple nights ago at 3 in the morning, you might have saw what I saw. Did you see what I saw? Anyway, all right, Don. Yeah. So there you go. So Rod, that's interesting. Rod, go to my Green Greg's website, greengregs.com. You'll find my email address in there. Email me. A.M. Ryan, how you doing? Salute. We got a super chat tonight. Ho, ho, ho. Salute to A.M. Ryan. Thank you. Appreciate that. Oh, you're in Washington right now? Oh, you're from this area. Okay. You living in Washington, Rod? Yeah, where you were talking about, yeah, that's pretty darn close. Hey, Jesse Mills is in the house. Jesse Mills is just up the hill from me, south of here. Greg, drones are in the Northeast because there are no rednecks up there. I've heard that. I've heard that's why most of them are up there. And the whole thing is that maybe they're concentrating their activities there because there's less people going to take a pot shot at them. So maybe they thought it was safe at 3 a.m. when the local guys who's got nugs were all sleeping. Except one local guy with nugs, lots of nugs, was watching. What's that? That's a strange looking craft. They better think about it flying around here at any hour. Anyway, it's illegal supposedly to shoot these. And I hear reportedly base commanders don't even have authority to take them out of the air. Strange. But the Biden administration wouldn't allow a foreign entity to fly stuff over. Well, the Biden administration wouldn't allow foreign entities to put covert devices in our big transformers on our power grid either, would they? It's strange how President Trump put out an executive order saying we wouldn't buy sensitive components for our power grid from China. On day one in his office, the very first day in his office, Biden rescinded that. So, you really got to ask why. Of course, there's no connections with him and the party over there. Nobody got any money through the nefarious activities of some son who's been pardoned for 11 years. I don't know, strange stuff, guys. Just strange stuff. You tell me. All right, yes, thank you, Jesse Mills, for asking the thumbs up. Jesse's a close by neighbor. So, good guy. Well, Jesse, let's see, the orbs are not drones, they are orbs. Yeah, there's orbs, which are strange. Orbs. Does that fit in sniffing devices? Here's what worries me. We may have the orb technology. A lot of people think, well, it's orb, it's definitely from some other civilization. Not necessarily. Ashton Forbes did a very interesting analysis of the disappearance of MH370. He thinks whatever happened was done by a government, by our own. So, I don't know. Biden also lots of people that committed heinous crimes and the families of those who are no longer with us as a result of it are hopping mad. So why do you have to do that? What? The whole administration just stinks to high heaven. Reeks of evil. Do you have tinfoil under that beanie? I don't need tinfoil. I put out so much energy, nothing can come up close to me. Ho, ho, ho. Nothing dare, ye shall not pass. Nothing dare cross my path. Yes, sir. And if you haven't seen it, go to Galactic Greg's channel and find my Light from Voice Anomaly video. Yes, that's some strange stuff. My worms died in the heat of the summer. Whoa! In the heat of the summer in August, can more worms grow out of the dried out castings? Possibly, if it laid eggs. Water them, nurture them, and see if you get worms. Because a lot of times when worms are on the verge of dying out, they'll cast out some eggs for a successive generation. Check that out, and you may get worms back. If not, you might want to buy some. I am not selling worms at this point in time, although I might start selling them locally once I get my herd kind of going again. It's possible that if I find the right collaborators, I might jump back in full scale, but I'm not really pushing for it right now. So, Thomas says, preach. Deep function 100,000 minus one. How you doing? Greg Riggs. So, Bruce sees all channel. Curious footage. I hadn't seen that one. Ghost Lord, in case no one has said this to you recently, thank you. Remember your love. Well, thank you for that, Ghost Lord. I'm drawn Bruce Swartz. Visible the hour over the forest in Canada. Those appeared every night. There's some strange stuff out there, guys. Some high strangeness. Let's check some of the chat here. Control. Gosh, guys, that's what the state of deep wants, is control. And they're afraid about losing control. They're scared to death they're going to lose control. Oh, yeah, talking about control, what people have been getting the tweet flu from moo-moos, if you know what I'm saying. You got to be so careful what you say on this platform. Yeah, moo-moos were passing along the tweet flu to humans. But most everybody ever got was a little runny nose and, maybe a red eye. Nothing serious. But finally somebody's got a serious case of it here in the United States, in Louisiana. So since it appeared in Louisiana, what happens? California declares an emergency. Not Louisiana. Louisiana didn't declare an emergency. California declares an emergency. Now, you remember in the previous go-around, what states were it was just all anxious to shut everything down? The ones run by the left side of the spectrum. Always just real happy. Oh, yeah, we got to shut it down, shut everything. Control. They love control. They really love control. They talk freedom, but they don't know what freedom is. They want to take your nugs, your right to bear, your freedom of speech, everything, except for freedom to off people. That's what they like. They're all about control. And they're just so happy to shut everything down. Yes, thank you. Now we got an excuse to shut everything down again. Oh my gosh. I don't know. We'll have to see what comes out of this stuff. So, Ricketts, hi, how you doing? Rick, what's your best advice for fighting a Balrog? I don't know, what's a Balrog? What is a Balrog? What is your favorite cookie flavor? Wow. There's a good question. I'm going to get me some elderberry gummies here in a little bit with some zinc in them. I just started a cough here about an hour or two ago, a little cough. No other symptom of anything. AFR training. You think that's why they'd be flying? Well, no, that could be. That could be. 3 in the morning? Well, it was dark, which should be good for that, Stuart. But like I said, even the local airports here, ain't nothing open. Ain't nothing open around here. This is a small little community. 3 o'clock in the morning, nothing's happening. Well, there'll be a gas station. That's about it. Mysterious, was it? Please get help. Me? Hey, we got a super chat. Ken, have a Merry Christmas from a native Arizonian and an old man. Well, Ken, salute you, thank you, and happy ho-ho. Merry Christmas. All right, thank you. You made it more merry, absolutely. Silent Night. Gandalf, there you go. Appreciate that. So, nice done. True crime. Just subscribe. Can my buddy Big Jacob Compton get a shout out? Well, okay, shout out to Big J from Compton, wherever you are. Arnold, thank you, Kim. Yeah, there you go. Appreciate that. Um, Bruce sees us. He had a strange demise, or maybe he was showing too much. Oh, yeah, you know what else Snowflake is famous for? Ever see the movie Fire in the Sky? The guy that was abducted? Travis Walton. Where's Travis Walton live? Snowflake. Downtown Snowflake. So, that's where he lives. And he don't want to talk about it. It's a subject he don't even like. It was very extremely traumatic to him. Very life disruptive. He don't want anything to do with it. Don't want to talk about it. Don't want to be involved in it. Whatever happened to him shook him to the core. Now, if he were out there just doing it for fame and notoriety and money, he'd be out on the speaker circuit. Man can make a killing if he did that, but he don't want nothing to do with it. That makes it even more interesting. Whatever happened to him is, that makes it even more interesting. Nikki, hi, thank you. Nikki King. All right, so that girl says, has anyone watched Three Identical Strangers? You'll open and break your heart. Oh no, I haven't seen that. Warning to all trolls, I'll remove you. There you go. Yeah, trolls, do not tread here. I got some mods who will take care of you in a heartbeat. Element 1 to 15. Yeah, good question about that. Gerald Benson says, hello neighbor, I'm over here in Cottonwood, Arizona, and I've watched your vids for quite some time. Keep up the good work. There you go. Well, I hope to be opening a little bit of a home. Well, I'm got a homestead here. I'll be developing it over time, so that might make a good subject for some future videos. Arkansas Rose, how you doing? So, and I don't have a cottonwood on my property, but right just past the corner of my property in Deep Wash, there's some cottonwood trees there. And I never understood why they were called cottonwood until I saw them here in the wintertime, because they get a white hue about them. They look white, kind of like giant puffs of cotton, I guess. If you haven't come from the land of cotton, in the springtime and summer and fall, you'd look at them and go, what do they call them? Cottonwoods. I don't see no cotton. I don't see no fibery substance coming out of them. I don't see them. The leaves are green, but this time of year they look like cotton, kind of, sort of. Anyway, neighbor from Nashville, Tennessee, Jerry Gamble. How you doing, Jerry? Well, Nashville, Tennessee used to be less than 2 hours away from me, but it takes me a little bit longer to get there now. So they've been flying large blue orbs down near, I can't pronounce that, Arivaca, Arizona for years. Hello, like showdown in the winter. Can you pan gold out of cottonwood roots and make a kachina dolls? That's a good question. Wow. Maybe the cottonwood has something to do with taking it. Let's see. Want to know about Travis Walton? Read his book. Don't bother him. Don't bother me. Yeah. Movies are always sensationalized. So there you go. Good point. No more Alabama? Well, I'm not in Alabama anymore. I'm now in Arizona. This is my home now. But, I still got roots and friends and activities in Alabama, so I will go there. I tried to get there a couple of nights ago and just had a radiator problem. So I will be in and out. I'll return from time to time. I got a granddaughter and 2 kids that live in Alabama. And I got a daughter and a granddaughter and a grandson that live in Houston. So I'll be getting around. There'll be more trips in the future. And I got a big bus. If I can make a good RV out of it, then traveling will be easy. Most bus ain't cheap traveling. This van actually is not too bad for traveling. Now, I lived a couple of months in that little old red minivan. It's doable. You can live in one. But if you're out on these dusty trail roads, it's awful because that hatchback don't have a sill to it, and dust like crazy comes in. It's just, yeah, it gets nasty. And I did no bill outfitting, and everything just was shaking bacon there. It was just everything got rattled all to pieces like crazy, and it was rough. So finally I escaped to a little bit nicer digs. Now, the little minivan's cheaper on gas though. If you want something cheap on gas, if you're gonna stay on the pavement, that's fine. But I would come up with some way to cover the windows, because holy smoke, especially if you're trying to work on a laptop and the sun goes around through the windows, you can't hardly do anything. Ergonomically, it's rough. Name a car for an edit. What? Name a car for an edit. What do you want to edit? Name a car for an edit. Ford Galaxy 500. That was my first car. How about that? 68 Ford Galaxy. Greg, cottonwood trees are called that because their seed pods open up and look like cotton balls. I hadn't seen their seed pods. I hadn't been up close paying a lot of attention to them, Jesse, but the trees have got that white hue to them this time of the year, so it's kind of, that's different. It's different than most trees I see. That girl, I'm just north of your daughter. Okay, that girl. Yeah, my daughter's in Spring, Texas. You don't know me, Mom. I said, I got that. I got in the chat, Greg. How's the house coming? It's doing well. It's doing really well. Hopefully I'll be in there in a couple weeks. There'll still be more work to be done. I'll have to put in my stove, which is, a wood stove, for heating. Not a cooking stove, but you could cook on. It's got a couple of eyes, but not an oven. Now you can make little ovens you sit on top of stuff like that. Thing will probably be, it's a 2-eye version. It's probably too much of that little tiny home. It's probably the way I'm insulating it. That would thaw out an iceberg. Hi from Greece. Well, good to see you, John from Greece. That's great. We got Greece in the house, guys. I never checked the message. That sounds like white poplar trees. Yeah, we got poplar trees in Alabama. I don't know what poplar looks like. Good morning from Kentucky. How you doing? Jesse is a forest ranger. He knows a thing about trees in this area. I got to get with him. How big a humidity difference between Alabama? Huge, just big difference. I mean, I have seen it humid out here, but it's rare, very rare. Like it's in the monsoon season, very rare. Cottonwood is used as a tinder. Oh, that's good to know. Yeah, I need something to help get the fire started around here. This juniper burns like crazy. I mean, that's the problem is you get a big juniper log and it's gone in like minutes. Poof. Yeah, it burns hot, but it burns quick. A little too fast, for putting in your stove, because you can be throwing wood in it all night just to keep the fire going. Although it'll make a big fire. Like I said, it burns like crazy. It was 96 yesterday and 94 today down under. Oh, okay, well, you're in the summertime. Wintertime has just started here. And actually it's warmed up for us. The past couple of days, yesterday got up to 62 and today it got up to 60. It's like a heat wave. But it is cool tonight. It's really cooling down. So, yeah, we've had a couple of nights that didn't even go below freezing, which is odd around here. But I think it's probably below freezing out there right now. I got to go out and change my generators here in a minute. I'm going to go from my bigger generator back to a smaller one here. Greg, you give me too much credit. Oh, yeah, he's a nice guy. Jesse has been a firefighter, forest ranger. He's a hero, man. He's a good guy. Said finally got below freezing in Georgia this week. All right, well, I've been seeing we got 9 degrees here one morning. 9 degrees. That was about chilly for fall. Now, I've seen it snow out here in like October. So, the first time I came here was just over 5 years ago. It was actually Thanksgiving weekend 5 years ago. And we had a really good snow here that weekend. It was snowed like crazy. Elderberry gummies. Yeah, I got some. I'm going to dig into them a little bit. Definitely. Juniper most smell awesome. They do. But not a lot of people call juniper cedars, but they're technically not a cedar. Now, Jesse can tell you all about it. He told me I got 5 varieties here. I got to get Jesse on my place here one day. Anyway, he's not that far away. The frost finally killed the mosquitoes from Hurricane Helene. Wow. Yeah, mosquitoes are horrible. I mean, after a hurricane, yeah, you're going to get tons of them. So, guys, okay, here's another reason to prep. Everybody, I don't know, it says, well, they will take care of us. They will save us. They. There ain't no they, it's just you. Don't be looking for they is you. You is they. But people are expecting the government's going to come in like the cavalry and just roll out the food and carpet and take care of everybody. If you think they can do that nationwide after a grid down or a war or whatever, just look at how hard they were pressed to do anything in the Carolinas, North Carolinas. You know, what do people get? Almost nothing. What do we spend? Lots of money. We put a ton of money into the FEMA. What comes back out of it? Ding, ding, ding. Little coins. You throw piles of money in, and when you get back out, ding. That's the problem with government. Government is extremely inefficient. Extremely inefficient. You say, oh yeah, the government giving me a little money. Or you might get a little money, but it took a lot of money for them to give you a little bit of money. It comes from somebody, and it's parasitic drain on the economy. Just self-preservation, amen. You got to be able to watch for yourself. You know what I mean? Says Lehman's makes wood cook stove that I have holding a firebox and a water tank in the back. Yeah, there you go. Lehman Brothers. Oh yeah, by the way, guys, I got an affiliate link for Lehman Brothers. If you go back and look at some older videos, you'll find it. Maybe New Days can share that. I do have an affiliate link for Lehman Brothers. I've not talked about it a lot because no one's using it. I don't know why. I love Lehman Brothers. But they got a lot of good stuff, guys. Check them out. A little bit of money. Yeah, it takes a whole lot of money to get a little bit of money when it comes to government. Piles and piles of money, and you'll get back some change. Ding, ding, ding. That's how it works. They'll take money out of your left pocket and then hand it to you. Oh, look, we're giving you money. They robbed Peter to pay Paul. Let's see what's going on here. So I've just got some seeds of hardy Virginia tobacco to grow in Sweden. Wow, that's interesting. Killer Smurf, are you still here? What? I'm here. Oh, New Day's asking for Killer Smurf. Depth in Underground World. Yeah, that's the best place. Cherry Gamble. I went to the fire training facility in Bell Buckle, Tennessee. Yeah, that's pretty darn close. I know where Bell Buckle is. Used to drive through here a lot, going to different places. All right, so never a place I drove to is always a place I drove through. Yeah, we get exactly the same as the Carolinas and Tennessee and Hawaii. Yeah, there you go. It all goes to the who? Yep, all them people that are trying to get across the border. Isn't that something? Isn't it? Greetings from New Zealand. We got New Zealand in the house. Very good. New Zealand's in the house, and it's a light mouse. A light mouse is in the house. Young Trail, greetings from America. There you go. So, anyway, guys. There's a lot to be concerned about with the strong activity. It could be a harbinger for something to come. Is there a loose nuke in the United States? Good possibility. Is there, I've been worried about that since I knew about the backpack nukes that come up missing that the Russians had pre-planted in this country. We've had nukes planted in this country before. Another thing, sleeper cells and technology that's covert and all these things laying around. Something outside making some racket. What the heck was that? I'll have to go outside in a minute. There's some big dogs out here making a mess earlier. So, I don't know what it is, kitty. I don't know. I might go outside. I gotta change generators anyway. So, yeah, kitty noticed. That's true. So, hi to kitty here. There we are. So I'm gonna have to go outside in a minute and check things out. Yeah, even though I walk through the valley of the coyote and the catamount, I shall fear no evil, for I have thy nug and thy kibbles. So anyway, guys, Keith in Arizona, how you doing, buddy? He's close by. All right, Merry Christmas, yes. So, all right. So, Lucky Ghoster, can you wish my cousin Dixon as a happy birthday? Well, happy birthday, cousin Dixon. All right, Greg, we'll see if Biden and Harris turn the U.S. over. Yeah, who knows, guys? Who knows? If it's going down, you could trade tobacco. Yeah, you don't want to get some trade goods. Absolutely. Oh, Trout was being rude. Sometimes I'm not connecting what, maybe that was a play on words. I wasn't paying attention. I was trying to read stuff too close. Coyotes. Oh yeah, there's a bunch of them hooping and hollering up here just above me a little bit earlier. I shined my spotlight on them and they shut up. They were real close. Pretty good pack of them too. So yeah, there's coyotes around here. There's mountain lions, and things like that too. Yeah, and this is not a mountain lion here. All right, hang on. We'll do another round. Kitty cat's at my knee. Come on. There he is. What's up, kitty? What's up, baby? What's up, kitty? I'm gonna go to sleep. Anyway. There we are. Where's Freddy Cat? He's outdoors. He didn't want to be cooped up. He's an outdoors cat. He's out there scaring the coyotes, probably. He's lived in coyote. We had coyotes in Alabama too. He lived outdoors for years. He survived. Santa's going to have to be careful with all the drones flying. There you go, guys. So if you're out taking pot shots tonight, be careful. I don't want a golden BB. Anyway, guys. So yeah, I got to go out and start waxing the runners on my sled, guys. I got lots to do. Got to feed and water the reindeer and get them gathered up. We got a lot of riding to do here. I got to fire up the rocket engine on the old sled, give it a good testing. And then my warp drive. Yeah, that's the most important part of the whole thing. So I've dealt with all those mountain lions are definitely the concern. Yeah, I was reading some statistics, so I was wondering, what are the real statistics of fatalities? It's actually across the whole United States. I think they claim there's only been since 1868 29 fatalities due to mountain lions in the United States, and some of those were not confirmed. So they're saying that the actual rate per year is just less than 20%, like 19 or something like that. So it's not that tall. It's not that high. Have we got a super chat? Don't forget to water the plants. There you go. Salute to you. Well, thank you. Nano, or Nan Zero. That's actually a zero. Nan Zero. Merry Christmas. Hopefully a wonderful New Year. Wax poetry. Holy, Gandalf was a stoner. No, I'm not a stoner. I'm not a stoner. This may be stoner state, but I'm not a stoner, guys. I can't do that. Not worth the work I work. So, anyway. Got friends that do some of that stuff, but not me. As soon as you get the house done. Get your pair of Rottweilers. There you go. A lot of people they like the Great Pyrenees for the coyotes. I don't know. Or donkeys. I like the idea of getting donkeys. So, there you go, Jesse. Thanks for calling for thumbs up. What was it? So it's low, but I was concerned by an aggressive one once. One of the dog. Yeah, I actually walked up on one when I was a kid. Luckily, it probably already fed. Yeah, I don't smoke the weed, guys. Not me. Kitty is helping. There you go. Kitty, that's my watch cat. That's my watch cat. Alrighty, folks, I'm going to have to put some shoes on and throw a jacket on and go out and switch generators and lay my sleeping bag out. That's what I'm laying up against here. This is a big sleeping bag that's rated for, what's the tag here? It's rated for 25 below zero. And it saved me, this sleeping bag saved me last winter. Or last fall out here. It was really cold. Loves your Gandalf. Gandalf, oh no, I'm not gay. Anyway, did you see any rattlesnakes this summer? I have not seen a single rattlesnake out here. Now in Alabama, I saw lots of copperheads. So everybody's worried about snakes around here. You got more snakes in Alabama. So yeah, I'm not too worried about snakes. Bees. All the bees out here are Africanized. They're all killer bees. They're all Africanized. But one bee buzz around you, it ain't gonna bother you. Just one bee. I've had single bees come to me all the time. They just checking out and buzz around. I don't mess with them. If you swat them, it'll release pheromones, which could cause you some problems. Don't swat the bee. I've heard you can kind of flick them back, but don't swat them. Do not swat bees. I don't mess with them. I just let them fly. On a single bee, they ain't gonna do nothing. But you get the hive excited, or you walk up on a hive, you're going to be in a heap of trouble. So I hope I didn't see as many bees out here yet this year as I did last year. I saw one. Maybe Jessica can tell us what's going on, but I didn't see as many as last year. Anyway, subscribe, you legend. Well, thank you for subscribing. Everybody, if you're not subscribed to my channel, please subscribe, bang the bell, and click all. So the thing is, have your bug out bags. Get ready to bug out. I'm living in my bug out. I take it serious, guys. I'm out of bug out van on my bug out property, building me a little bug out house. So I'm bugged out. I bugged out to bug in. So I ain't gonna lie, I almost overdosed in Santa's sled, but he never was. All right, look, had a signal issue here. Anyway, folks, you got that fried chicken. Hey guys, desert worm farm, yeah, there's one coming. Fried chicken. There you go. I like my fried chicken and watermelon. All right, I did get those elderberry gummies. Anyway, everyone, and I got to get outside and switch the generator. So I want to thank you, super chatters. Thank you, everyone, for watching. Thank you, mods, for all you've done to keep the channel clean. I see y'all did some work tonight, so I really appreciate everyone. And to one and all, a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Ho, ho, ho. Merry Christmas. Greg out.